Last class we discussed about what is e-commerce and how is it different from the traditional commerce. And then we spoke about the advantages of e-commerce to business houses, advantages of e-commerce to customers, and disadvantages of e-commerce. Now we'll see scope of e-commerce. When I say scope, it means the areas where it can be used. When I say e-commerce, what did e-commerce mean? Buying and selling of goods online, right? Through online personas. We also saw that middlemen were a lot eliminated. Now, e-commerce actually talks about exchanging any executed information. All that they say is it is going to be an information communication technology. It is going to be used and you're going to exchange information. Like when I say electronic fund transfer, it was only the message that was exchanged and electronically your account got debited. There was no physical cash that was passed on. Same way here also buyer and seller details are exchanged. Like somebody wants something. Like for example, you want a mobile phone and you place it through some Amazon, Flipkart, etc. The information that you want and your payment details, if you're paid, have all been exchanged with the seller. They have been passed on to the seller who is going to act on it, where exactly to deliver your stuff, etc. Right? So this information gets passed on using ICT. We call them as information communication technology. Remember this? So when information is passed on using communication technology, it is going to be, e-commerce will be successful because that is what actually determines the success of e-commerce. Now when we talk about what happens is between companies to companies it gets transferred, between customers to companies, any kind of public administration. Now talking about where it is used in electronic market, like even your airline booking or your fund transfer, all these electronic data was interchanged. Like for example, wherever money has to be passed to that system, it was interchanged, right? So have you got any doubts? Did you understand what this is? Now talking about electronic data interchange. Now this is going to provide you a standardized system for coding trade transactions. And then these transactions are coded. They will not understand which bank, which branch, etc. So everything is going to be through medium. When you do it through PayPal or whatever, only the messages are coded and communicated from one computer to another computer. You don't even need a printed invoice. Like I told you, when you're transacting through Amazon, they maintain your invoice. They don't need to get printed. Need to have hard copy invoice in case you want to change or something. Everything is maintained in the computer. All that you have to do is they give you an option for exchange. So when it goes to exchange, they ask you for the reasons, etc. If it is exchangeable, they will send their personals to pick and your money gets refunded. So what actually happens here? Customer is getting served. Only the details are being shared to wherever it has to be shared, right? And it is used by organizations to make a lot of transactions. Like for example, in supermarket chains, even if you see where stock is available, if you see library network, information library network, online library, you will know what book is available where, which branch. Like for example, not now I'm talking about very, say about 15 years or so back, right? 18 years, let me put it this way, 18 years back also, system was so developed abroad. You can sit in one university and search for the book you need, where it is available, which library has it, etc. Then later on, now if you see, you even have online libraries, all books are posted. So what happens here? Data gets interchanged. You can purchase a book online. Have you heard of this gadget called Kindle? You have online books. You can get them in PDF format also.
Yes.
Get them in PDF format. what happens is you are able to read them. Whoever purchases, their details are shared and the book gets delivered to them. So today, everything is electronic data interchange. Who needs what is all shared and transferred. Information is transferred. Now, when we talk about internet commerce, it is used in internet commerce. ICT जो है, information and communication technology, you can even make advertisements, worldwide advertisement कर सकते हो for all kinds of goods. Like, see, you may not be aware of some mobile phone which has come out, but then if you see Amazon, the moment you open, all they'll show you are electronic goods initially. If you have been purchasing a lot of some good, very recently, whatever purchase you make, your details are captured and whatever products are relevant to you. Like, for example, I purchased dresses. Then what will happen the moment I open my computer, I will have options of dresses, right? So same way, application for business to business and business to consumer. Wherever B2B is again customers to bank, bank to suppliers. Like, see, I have purchased some good, I have paid through this thing. The bank passes it on to my seller, right? That is how it happens, business to business, which can be even bulk may people are ordering and then it is being transferred. Like, for example, when you make a hotel booking through Make My Trip is a vendor. He is transacting with a business house by making bookings. Are you following? Are you all following? Business to customers. So between me and my customer, like for example, if I'm a supplier, if I'm selling even small goods, I will be able to advertise in Amazon. I will be able to display the pictures. People will place orders and somebody will come and pick it. So again, business to customers. So what are the 5 types of e-commerce model? Business to business. As I told you, like in case I book a tour, I will be doing from airline company, business to vendor to, it goes to airline company for making airline bookings, and then it goes to hotels to make booking, etc. Vendors are going to do it when I book a tour. And same way, if somebody is going to be reselling also, what happens is it goes from business to business. Business to consumer talks about a business house who identifies his consumer easily through Amazon or Flipkart or whatever e-commerce platform. And then consumer to business, I want to make a return, right? I want to make a payment. Again, I want to share a feedback. It goes there. Consumer to consumer also is possible. I can be passing it on to some other consumer. Like I told you, see, if I want something to be picked from my place and dropped at somebody else's place, even Swiggy does that if you have seen, right? So Swiggy is helping from business to consumer. If I want consumer to consumer, I can just deliver things. Like my cousin stays somewhere. I want to send a gift to her, right? And I have the gift ready at my place. I can book this pickup app. This is popular in the South. I told you the app's name, Dunzo, right? So they are going to come home, pick it up from me, deliver it to my cousin's place, right? So consumer to consumer. Business to government. So any business. Yeah. Now talking about B2B model, as I discussed, I've given you in detail here, where all the time it is the electronic data that is interchanged. You're only passing on the information, what is actually required, who requires, how much is the payment that they have made, how have they made, etc. Right? And then when you talk about what happens is these payments are processed electronically when payments are made, and then companies at lower are able to lower. Now what happens is here you don't have to have many staff members because everything is automated. They don't need to collect money, maintain accounts, etc. It can even reduce the amount of frauds that happen by manual frauds. Jo hai, you receive 1,000 rupees, your clerk has recorded it as 100, etc. All these things, negligence, frauds, everything can be reduced. Apart from that, when you talk about business to customer, as I told you, any business house to the retailer. I gave you the example of Amazon, same way, and making online payment. And when I say customer to business, when it is going to be a return order, that is going to be the same. Any feedback. This also I gave you the example. Now when we talk about websites that are available, e-commerce also helps you to communicate. Like for example, you have a problem with a school or a college. Like for example, your sister or brother is studying in a school and there's something wrong that is happening. So what you will do, you will try to log in and then lodge a complaint there. You get a call immediately because all these are electronically communicated. Now, e-commerce, when we see its history, it started 40 years back, right? In the 1960s, basically it was to exchange only long distance electronic data. And then slowly, like military departments data, bank accounts, etc. That is how we said it started with electronic fund transfer. And then these electronic commerce identified only as a facilitator. In the sense, it was just a mediator. Like this data has to be like, for example, bank account, so and so's account has to be debited, so and so account has to be credited, etc. This much only was happening. But later on, when you see, there is a lot of development that has taken place. Like you have this plastic money in the form of credit card, smart card, etc. You don't need to carry cash at all. Even advanced, like you don't need to go to a bank to withdraw money. ATM came up. These things worked on telephone, and then we had telephone banking. We had all these were data that was interchanged, right? Because of which we've got all these facilities. Again in 19, if you see, there was ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning, Data Mining and Warehousing, wherein electronic commerce was a part of that. Electronic commerce included all these things. Now, apart from that, when you talk about that, if you have seen the development today, you don't even need to carry your cards. All that you have to do is carry your phone. You got your Google Pay, scan their code and then make payment. QR, quick response code. Are you following? QR stands for quick response code. All these are data that is just getting interchanged. Do you know what this is? What is this? What is this actually, Shubham? You were saying something? See, EDI का जो example देती हूँ, पहले कैसे था? It was barcode. Have you seen barcode in products?
Yes, ma'am.
सारे details मिल जाता है. Now, even one more advanced version is you have this quick response code, wherein for making payments, you just scan on that code and then send the money, right? Transfer the money to that. So do you understand that these are all information that is passed on through communication technology? So what are the functions of e-commerce? E-commerce helps you in marketing. Major and basic function of e-commerce is marketing. What is actually marketing? Marketing is satisfying consumers. To satisfy consumers' demand, you are creating an awareness and selling the product to them. You're convincing the product. Like for example, marketing में क्या होता है? In the past, like see, for example, all the network marketing, though I've given the example only of Tupperware, all the network marketing, if you see, they had to go door to door, they had to conduct meetings and then, but today if you see, there is something called as telemarketing. You don't need to even go physically to a place. All that you have to do is key in your order, it gets delivered to your place. And this, you will always see colorful advertisements about a lot of products. That again helps you in marketing. Human resource management. Now see, people can work from home. People don't need to go to places, right? See, quite often you will see, if you're on Facebook, you will see work from home. You get paid so much per month, right? Those who want, they can enroll. All these are human resource management where people can work from home and only the data is getting passed on. Even recruitment happens from home. And all these network marketing, actually, they identify leads using all these internet platforms, e-commerce platforms. Now, when we talk about business law and ethics, again, ethical issues, it is a virtual market. Therefore, copyrights, privacy, all these things will have to be maintained by e-commerce. E-commerce also helps you in managing the information system. All the database, front end to back end, has to be maintained intact, right? They don't, like for example, whoever purchases whatever from Amazon, your account is maintained. And if you see, as I gave you the example earlier, if you purchase a phone from Amazon, every time you will see a phone's ad, mobile phone ka ad pop up hota rahega, will be seen on your display screen. So these are all they are managing all the information. And in case you have purchased and you want to return, that information is also maintained, how much you have paid, etc. Had it been in earlier traditional commerce where you go to a shop, you purchase, you will have to carry your receipt with you. In case you don't carry your receipt, what will happen? He will say you did not purchase it from me. And if at all he has it, he's going to say how much you paid and all those things. But now e-commerce maintains all the management information system. And it also maintains production and operation management. What is that? It is going to reduce all the cycle time. It is going to digitize all the products. Like for example, if it is going to be a book, e-book launching is faster than physical book launching, where you don't need to bind the book, where you don't need to cover all these things. Everything is available online. All these are graphical pictures that can be put up instead of printing them. Cost wise also it proves to be effective. Finance and accounting, again, all the transaction costs, everything, you don't need to record them physically. Everything is maintained. How much the customer has paid, was there a discount, all these things are easily captivated. And also if you see, it is very, very, very cost saving. It will help you understand, it will give you knowledge, along with it will tell you what your economy fits into. Are you following? E-commerce applications. Where are the areas e-commerce is applied? E-marketing, as I told you, for marketing purpose. You want to market something, you have e-commerce line easily. They are going to have a colorful ad which is going to be very captive. And then advertising any product. So even online videos are a way of marketing. All they say is listen to the video. All जो भी meeting conduct कर रहे थे, just giving you an example of network marketing companies who used to conduct meetings physically, gather people, all those things. Now all that they do is they can record and they can save it, and anytime you can access. They will say, I've shared you the link, just go through the video and see, right? And the products can be ordered online. E-advertising, you will have all colorful advertisements popping up. Even for financial services today, you have all these things. E-banking, again, funds getting transferred from one account to another, right? You don't need to physically visit a bank. All banking transactions can be transferred, made online, right? Now, when you talk about, like for example, ATM was one of the service which was initially done, and today you have right from ATM till scanning your QR code and making payments, right? E-learning, again, today you have learning management system everywhere. Apart from this, we also create modules, like every time you can access your Google Slides, you can access your Google Docs, Google Classroom, where we have shared all the notes. Instead of physically making you write, physically making you buy a book, notebook, you don't need to buy a book, notebook, everything. Everything is in your hands. Everybody must be having a mobile phone. So with your mobile phone, you can read it anywhere, anytime, right? And apart from that, we also have a lot of like Coursera. How many of you are still pursuing Coursera courses? How many of you are pursuing Coursera courses? Coursera is again a LMS, like it's an app where you learn. Lot of information is shared via videos or notes, and then they also assess you. They have quizzes, right? And they certify you also online. What more? Then you have this mobile commerce, which is called as m-commerce, mobile device. I have my mobile banking app, mobile ticketing app. Today you can even buy your railway tickets from mobile. And then you have all the apps that you need to shop. Big basket, grocery shop karna hai, you have grocers, big basket. If you want to purchase anything like say clothes, etc., you can buy, and other customer goods, consumer goods, you can always go log on to Mintra, etc. And then you also have all the other information like news, weather reports, etc. Now, along with that, online shopping may be e-commerce apply hota hai. I just told you, like you can log on to Mintra, you can log on to Ajio, and there are many other things. Today, most of the vendors, most of the like Biba, Fab India, all these things you can shop through websites, or you can have their apps downloaded, and then even payment can be made, and they will physically deliver it to your place, right? They all have e-store or e-shop, so you don't need to physically visit a store. Shopping जाना है, दिन निकाल के बैठना नहीं है आपको. Yes, food can be ordered. What more? Food, entertainment, even entertainment बोला तो you can get books, radios, movies, Amazon Prime, Netflix. इतने सारे ये है entertainment sites. And apart from that, you can also have book sites like Kindle is one of the best examples. And you can have free reading books also. You can purchase books also, and even your textbooks can be purchased through Kindle, if you know that. So now, along with that, we also have ticketing apps. Film जाना है तो आप ticket भी book कर सकते हो, right? Through Paytm, you can book tickets whichever theater you want. You don't have to go there and queue up. All that you have to show is show your mobile phone ticket and then get into the theater. So now talking about trade cycle. Trade cycle of e-commerce, what happens is you are going to find your goods that you actually require. Check out on the trade terms and conditions and negotiation. Is it returnable? How fast you have to return, all those things. Place an order. And then you say that whatever, add to cart, add to bag, whatever you add, and finally make payment, or you choose to make mode of payment, like is it going to be cash on delivery or is it going to be net banking, etc. And after that, when you do net banking and all those things, if you have chosen net banking, it directly takes you to that site when you click and you make the payment. Whatever details are required, you key in and payment gets made there. And after that, what will happen is your e-invoice is generated. This is generated so that in case of warranty or return, you don't have to run from pillar to post to find who has how to return, etc. So once transactions are done, what will happen? The product is picked up from the seller's place and it is couriered, or the information is passed on to the seller who couriers it to you, right? So now what happens here is, after that, everything is maintained in the app that you have transacted. Even today, in case I have uninstalled the app, I log in with the same email account, email ID. I can see whatever orders I have placed, right? Now, regular transactions can be seen through repeat trade cycle. Regularly, if I buy something like vegetables, I keep shopping some vegetable. Irregular transactions also can be seen in the window, like credit transaction. And irregular transactions, once off trading relationship where execution and settlement are typically. What is execution? Execution is It gets accepted, the order gets accepted, payment gets accepted. Settlement is when I receive the commodity and when the vendor receives the payment or supplier receives the payment. That is called as settlement, right? Are you following this?